All right, good morning, kids. Welcome to another episode of The Abyss. I am, of course, your host, The Eternal Abyss. I have my coffee. I hope you have yours too. I'm a little late because I had to fix a couple things in Float, one of the platforms that I'm streaming on. So hello to everybody on Float. Pardon me. And of course, I want to say hello to everybody on all the other platforms that I'm streaming on. I want to say hello to everybody on Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, DLive, and of course Bitwave. And I believe that covers all the platforms. If I missed you, I'll catch you next time around. So, there's really just one topic to talk about today. And it's definitely the bullshit that's going on with all this hedge fund stuff. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention at all to this sort of thing. But these past couple days, there have definitely been some interesting things happening on the stock market. And it's very revealing because it makes you wonder really how free are the markets and how open are the markets and how subject to manipulation the markets are, for instance. So there's a lot to unpack there, and pardon me. Let me grab a sip of my coffee. Oh yes. We're gonna need some caffeine to unpack all this stuff. So what's been going down really is that hold on, let me see if I can do this. Reposition my microphone a little bit. I think that's better, right? Hopefully people can hear me better, because I don't have to keep holding my microphone in my hand. It's just interesting because, well, let me premise this. I'm not a financial expert. I am not giving any sort of advice. I'm covering my ass essentially because I don't want people then to come to me and say, "Oh, you said to do this, or you were talking about this, so I did this and I lost all my savings, so I'm going to sue you," or whatever. Pardon me again. It seems like my throat is not cooperating with the stream. So, just a standard disclaimer. I'm not giving advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just commenting and expressing my opinion on what's going on. So, to kind of give a synopsis, and hopefully I'm understanding correctly what's happening too, because it's a little strange to me, since it's something, the financial world and stock markets is not something I've ever really delved into deeply, so it's not something that I claim any level of expertise in. So if I'm going to try and frame what happened here according to my understanding of it, and I could be wrong. And if I am, please correct me. I'm more than happy to be corrected on this topic. So in the past couple days, there have been some wild market manipulations on the side of these Redditors. Basically, they shored up. They basically made the GameStop's stock skyrocket like 300 and something percent, 400%, something like that. A stock that was worth virtually nothing, and GameStop, which is like going bankrupt, they made their stock value go sky high, Everybody bought into it. Everybody was like buying stocks, and then they would basically force hedge funds to then that had investments in these, like they're gonna have to pay out all this stuff when they sell it, and they sold it, and now the hedge funds. I can't talk apparently, which is great for someone who's a streamer. These hedge fund managers ran over to the stock exchange and stopped all trading because they were losing like literally billions, which is to me it's a gross manipulation of the stock market. First of all, I don't think hedge fund managers should be able to just go over to the hedge fungus. Yeah, maybe. I don't think hedge fund managers should be able to just go over to the stock market and say, hey, we're losing money, stop all trading because we don't want to lose money. I mean, on one side, I understand saying, hey, this is being artificially manipulated to fuck with us, so you got to stop it. That's one side of the argument, and I understand that side of the argument. But it says a lot to me. It says a lot to me when these people have so much power that they can go to the stock market and say, stop that because we're losing money. I don't think that's quite fair, because when people like myself, I'm sure they do that to themselves all the time. But the thing that I feel is uncouth about this whole thing is the fact that if we were in this situation, we can't go to the stock market and say, hey, can you just stop that, the market from crashing for a moment so I don't lose all my money? Like when we had the major market crashes of the quote Great Recession back under George W. Bush, which then it kind of permeated into Obama's administration, because it's not like he did a whole lot to fix things. The stock market was very anemic under Obama. Nobody came to our aid. Nobody came to the aid of people's 401ks. Well, I don't know about that, but there definitely needs to be some safeguards put in place where people can't put their thumb on the scales in that fashion. I think the markets should be more free, and there shouldn't be this sort of gross manipulation on the side of hedge fund managers and things of that nature. But the thing is, there's all sorts of stuff that happens with the markets. All sorts of shenanigans. I mean, just the other day. Well, before I get into that, let me just continue on this whole thing. So people were using Reddit to communicate and do all this stuff. There were some reports that Reddit had deep sixed the thread, and those reports turned out to be seemingly untrue, because the threads are still there in Reddit, and people were still able to then communicate and everything. I was told then, or what was reported, was that the mods for that thread were getting overwhelmed, so they temporarily shut the thread down to give themselves some reprieve and recollect on how to deal with the huge influx of people that were coming in and talking and doing all this stuff with that. So that's what it seems to have happened when it comes to come to that. So I guess that's fine. I'm glad that it wasn't banned like from Reddit, because Reddit has blocked or removed threads before. Like they removed the Trump supporters thread, which was garbage of them to do so. I don't really go on Reddit. It's not a platform that to me is worth my time, because Reddit is kind of like the see. I view 4chan, for example, as the colon of the internet, and Reddit is kind of like the ass of the internet. It's kind of like the 4chan for normies in a way. Even though I think there's a lot of 4chan people that go on to Reddit. So there's a lot of crossbreeding that's happening there in my view. So I don't know. I mean, it's one of those platforms that never really attracted me because Reddit is the cooch of the internet. I suppose in a way it is, yes. I suppose it is. But you know, the interesting thing that comes out of Reddit sometimes, like what's happening with this whole market stuff. I mean, it's taken over Twitter, for example. All the trends, just about all the trends, are pretty much related to that. It's taken over the news. It's taken over everything. It is very fascinating. I find it pretty surprising that a bunch of people in Reddit can essentially change the whole national discourse. But on top of that, you know, the thing that's funny to me is like when I heard what was going on, I was like, all right, well, let me track what's going on and check out what's going on. And then I jumped on the Robinhood app, like a bunch of other people apparently. The Robinhood app, oh my gosh, just to register on it. I mean, it was a process, I tell you, because it's getting hammered so bad. Like it took me, I would say, easily 30 to 45 minutes just to get the registration process completed, because I kept getting all these errors and all these timeouts and all this garbage because their servers are getting overwhelmed. And one thing to note about Robinhood now, because Robinhood decided they're going to put their thumb on the scales now. Robinhood, the people who run it, they're pieces of shit. Oh yeah, everything is extremely dangerous to our democracy. Everything is extremely dangerous to our democracy when it's something that they are worried about. You know, they didn't care about, you know, blowing out the deficit under Obama. That wasn't dangerous to our democracy, but this is. And it's not, and bailing out Wall Street and bailing out banks, that's not dangerous to our democracy. Like artificial manipulations of our markets is not dangerous to our democracy if it's them doing it, or if it's hedge funds doing it. But if it's us doing it, the plebs, you know, the peasants, oh no, all of a sudden now that's very dangerous. And I'm not saying that they should be doing this, okay? Like, for the record, I'm not taking any sides on this one, because honestly, I recognize that a healthy stock market, a healthy market in general, not a healthy stock market, let me rephrase that. A healthy market in general, a healthy economy in general, is beneficial to all. Sure, rich can get richer. Don't get me wrong, that will happen under a healthy economy, but it also helps regular people. I mean, if a business can function, and it can get the loans that it needs, and it can get the finances that it needs, and you know, it can do what it needs to do to keep going, then sure, it's good for everybody. But at the same time, if the markets are manipulated in such a way that it favors them all the time, and they're just giving us some breadcrumbs or an illusion of any sort of fair play, that's a big problem. I would say that's a very big problem. But no, Robinhood decided that they were going to weigh in. And Robinhood seems like it stopped supporting GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, and Nokia. So you can close out positions, but you can't buy any more of that stock. So I don't think Robinhood should be doing that. That's market manipulation, and to my knowledge, that's against the law. You shouldn't be able to do that. Why is Robinhood putting their finger on the thumb on that one? They shouldn't have any say in that. They should just be a platform. And then if people, fuck about with the platform, that's one thing. But as long as they're not doing anything that's technically illegal, then why is this an issue? I mean, like I said, I get it. It's manipulation of the stock market. I get it. And all my trends disappeared. What the hell happened? All my trends disappeared. Okay, there we go. I got them back. That was weird. And now, because Robinhood decided to put their thumb on the scale, people are going to Webull and Cash App. I didn't know Cash App. Isn't Cash App Square's cash transferring app? That's interesting that Cash App allows you to do that. I'm going to have to look into that because I have the Cash App. That's weird. Webull. Well, I'm guessing I'm going to have to look into that one now. Though it's funny because I did get a free stock from Robinhood, so I can cash that out and I can earn a little money, basically. Not a lot, but whatever. Yeah, so it's interesting. I'm finding this whole thing rather fascinating. It's a fun dumpster fire. Not gonna lie. And those dumpster fires are always entertaining to watch. So I'm keeping my eye on this one. I'm finding it very fascinating. So but I also wanted to talk about, like, I think in my well, I'll get back to that at the end. I'll try to remember to circle around to that, because there was one thing in the title of my stream from not yesterday but the day before that I had put something in my title and I don't think I addressed it. I didn't talk about it. I think it slipped my mind, so we'll talk about it today as well. But keeping in theme with stock markets and manipulations and things like that, do you guys remember Martha Stewart? I mean, obviously you do. Obviously everybody remembers Martha Stewart because she ended up in jail for so-called insider trading. Now, what would you say if someone buys a whole lot of stock in, say, electric vehicles, like in Tesla and companies that work in that industry, and then suddenly there was an announcement where a certain institution or organization, by the way, this person works inside this institution and organization, but all of a sudden this institution and organization would say, hey, we're going to switch all of our cars to electric. Make a formal announcement on this. Now, wouldn't you call that insider trading? Wouldn't you call that illegal? Wouldn't you call that this person had insider information, used that information to buy stocks and to make a pretty penny on, and had essentially broken the law? Would you guys say that? Would you guys agree with that assessment? Because that's exactly what Pelosi did. That's exactly what Pelosi did. Biden was going to announce that all government vehicles are going electric, and she buys all the stock in electric vehicle stuff. This is a clear case of not I can't talk today. This is a clear case of insider trading. Because there were other like representatives. There was like that Loeffler or whatever. I think it was Loeffler or some other Republicans that were accused of doing the same thing. That they bought stock and then something was changed or announced in the government, and there was this big scandal about them. But if Nancy Pelosi does it, somehow nobody talks about it. Ain't that strange, huh? I find that rather fascinating. But of course nothing happens to that cunt. Nothing happens to these people. They don't face consequences for their actions. That's the thing that burns me. It's like, okay, listen, I get that there's a lot of corruption here and there. I get that people are pieces of shit. I understand that politics is just awash with greed and garbage and trash and corrupt people. I get that. I'm not under any illusion here that there's honesty in the government. And altruism, or truly people that wanting to help their constituents and citizens. There's none of that. There's none of that. There's none of that. You have someone who's illegitimately put into the government. You have this person basically running the government via executive orders. The guy has already done over 40 executive orders in 1 week. That's what dictators do. There's a complete bypass of the legislature. What has been going on in the legislature? There's been nothing going on in the legislature. Except just impeachment garbage. Which is a joke. Because there's no Supreme Court justice presiding on it. So you have a farce of an impeachment happening. You have someone who's doing just signing stuff, and you have him on video. You have him on video. They put an executive order in front of him, and he's saying, "I don't even know what I'm signing," and he signs it. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around that one. I just can't. It's absolutely insane. It's all a cabal at this point. I cannot believe, this is the thing, okay? I'm not a naive person. I'm not under illusions that the markets were honest all the time. I'm not under the illusion that government is altruistic and they want to help their constituents, as I mentioned. I'm not under any weird false illusions here. I'm just shocked at how deep that corruption goes. How bad things really are. If anything, whether you like or hate Trump, whether you supported him or you didn't support him in any way, the one thing that you have to give him credit for is that he really just opened the floodlights, basically. He unfurled the tarp that covered a lot of this corruption. Up until Trump, for example, I didn't, like I said, I knew things were not great. I didn't know they were this bad. I did not see that coming. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see that one coming at all. I didn't see the legislature being so corrupt as it is, the courts being as corrupt as they are. I didn't see the corruption on all levels, and I'm talking about like from federal, state, county to city. I mean, I know it sounds conspiratorial that, you know, everybody's in on it, but I mean, they are though. If you're part of the Democrat Party, for example, you're part of the Republican Party. This isn't anything unique to the Republicans or unique to the Democrats. I mean, if you're part of this party, you're part of this kind of lockstep organization, essentially. I mean, if you don't do, there's many reports of like people that were like Democrat, for example, that left the Democrat Party because they're like, well, I didn't agree with supporting Hillary in 2016, and they essentially kicked me out of the meeting. And I'm sure that happens on the other side too. I don't think it's unique to the Democrats, for example. So that's what I mean. Like, it may sound conspiratorial, but it's definitely from what I've witnessed myself and what I've seen, and what I've heard of reports and such. I have no reason to doubt that there is coordination at all levels. I have no doubt that it's basically like what certain pundits have been saying, where you have some pundits saying it's not a Democrat or Republican thing. And I've said this before on stream. It's not a Democrat or Republican thing. It's not a left or right thing. It's not a conservative versus liberal thing. It's a people, us, versus them. They are the nobility of this day and age. They keep spitting in our face. They keep saying we should just eat cake if we don't have bread. They keep saying, you know, that we're too stupid to govern ourselves. I mean, you explain to me this. How can Congress for the past, I don't know, 20 years? It's been about 20 years, hasn't it, that they've had under 20% approval rating? They can't even get up to like over 30% approval rating in 20 freaking years. That doesn't raise anybody's eyebrows. And the reason why it raises my eyebrows is like, well, wait a minute. These people for 20 years or 30 years or whatever have been in Congress. They keep getting reelected and keep getting reelected. By who? If they have such little approval rating, how do you keep your job if nobody wants what you're doing and nobody likes what you're doing? Nobody finds that suspicious in any way? I find that highly suspicious. I find that incredibly suspicious. I don't know. To me, it's very strange that people are allowed to, not allowed, but I mean, people are able to somehow retain their seat, even though their approval rating is the worst on this planet. I mean, take, for example, garbage people like AOC. Everybody knows she's stupid. Everybody knows she has no fucking clue what she's talking about. Everybody knows she's a fucking liar, too. I mean, this woman is so dumb, it's not even funny. It used to be like, haha, look how stupid she is. Now it's like, oh my god, how stupid is she? As she keeps lowering that bar. Like recently she tweeted about the federal judge that stopped the removal of illegals. to bring them back to their countries. And she said it was ICE that did that. No, it wasn't. You're stupid. Now, either that's just stupidity, or that's intentional, because she's trying to make people get angry at ICE. And the last time she did that, someone actually tried to shoot at the ICE facility. So she's guilty of inciting violence, but somehow she's still on Twitter. She actually incited someone to shoot an ICE facility. And Twitter doesn't give a shit. Because she's a Democrat. That's why. And she's a socialist. And that's what, that's what Twitter likes. They like socialism. So, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with this whole rant. I just kind of ended up going on this tangent of a rant. No. But basically, yeah. It's what's happening with the markets, circling back to that. I find that very interesting, and I don't think apps like Robinhood, they should not be putting their finger on the scale on that one. They should keep themselves out of it and let the chips fall where they may. I mean, I don't think it's right for them to do that. If I was running that platform, I wouldn't want that liability, because if I'm putting my thumb on the scales of the marketplace and trying to protect hedge fund managers and such, that's not the place of the app. The app is supposed to be a marketplace for people to invest and do what they do. Simple. It's not the place of the app to regulate how people are investing their money. I don't think it is. And honestly, I'm not sure what the answer to this is, like how to fix this. Because I'm a believer of kind of like free markets and let market decide things. And I believe that I don't believe in just unbridled capitalism where it can be abused left and right. I don't believe in super restricted and regulated markets either, because that's the opposite end of the spectrum here. You're going to run into other problems, because now you're picking winners and losers. You're artificially manipulating markets which don't reflect what's happening basically in reality, the financial realities of those businesses, of the economy, etc. So I find that to be a big problem, frankly. I really do. But the thing that I wanted to talk about from my last stream that I don't think I mentioned was that Twitter banned the My Pillow guy. Did I talk about that last time? Because I don't remember if I talked about that last time. I don't believe I did. So, yeah, I mean, the censorship continues. Twitter is locking down on conservatives. I've lost like 3,000 followers now. I mean, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I don't think I posted on... Shoot, hold on. Let me check something real quick. Because I always post on all the social media profiles that I have when I'm streaming. I have a feeling I didn't post it on... Yep, I didn't. Let me post that. Wait, did I lose my pinned tweet on... Shoot, I think I lost my pinned tweet. That's no bueno. That is no bueno. Cancel. No. Hold on. I'm trying to fix this thing here. Give me 2 seconds. All right, there we go. Yeah, shoot. Oh nope, there it is. Okay, that was weird. It didn't load. It didn't load for a second. I didn't see my pinned post. Huh. Anywho, but we got that up and running there. That's fine. Pardon me. So let's see. I'm trying to sit like it's pretty hilarious. Like pretty much all the trends that are happening right now in Twitter are all related to like GameStonk and hedge funds and so funny. Shares of AMC Entertainment surge more than 200% as feverish buying continues from retail traders. Wow. That's so funny. I just find this funny. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe ultimately the result's going to be something bad, but it's still damn funny to me. I can't help it. In COVID news, apparently COVID. Hey, thank you for the. I believe that's a follow, right? John Minor Washburn, thanks for the follow. And I think I didn't have my sound on here. Yeah, I didn't have. I'm sorry. There we go. Now you can hear. If you do anything on DLive, you'll be able to hear it. Thanks for the follow, sir. Much appreciated on DLive. So yeah, definitely follow. And if you want to support me, let's take a little break from babbling. If you want to follow, support me, or anything like that, you can definitely do so. I appreciate it. The link is on there. Coffee. Buy me a coffee. I drink coffee here. So, in fact, let me take a sip from my coffee. But, hey. Yeah, they overlap. If you do like multiple things at the same time, it doesn't just play them in order; it overlaps them. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, dude. Thank you so much for the 2 ice creams, much appreciated. And I love the turkey and the straw thing. I was thinking of getting a shorter one. I used to say on stream, I'm gonna get a shorter one. I'm gonna get a shorter version of that. But you know what? I like that long one. I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna keep it. But thank you so much for the lemons, sir, for the ice cream. Much appreciated. But yeah, if you guys want to follow on all the various social media platforms that I'm on as well, that would be very much appreciated. Especially on platforms like DLive and YouTube and such, and Twitch, so I can get to partnership level. Which gives me a bit more clout on those platforms, and I can get more archive and more features. That would be very beneficial, not only to me, but also to viewers. So you guys can go back and find my stuff in case YouTube decides to deep six me, or, you know, I get banned off of Twitter, because I think it's a matter of time that I'm going to get banned from Twitter. I'm actually surprised I haven't been banned yet, to be honest with you. Like the first week of like, not the first week, but the second week of January, like January 6th until those 2 weeks from January 6th to the 20th, my account was constantly saying, like, I kept getting notices like, oh, your account features have been restricted for 12 hours. I could still browse and do stuff, but I was put into like semi-Twitter jail for some reason. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, if you can follow me everywhere, that's fantastic. You can find, I have a pinned tweet on Twitter and also on all my other social media that you may find me on that has all the links to everywhere that I'm at. So if you can jump on those on the pinned tweet, and it should be in the description of the video as well, like in YouTube and on Bitwave, that you should be able to find all the platforms I'm on. Yep. So yeah, find me on all those platforms, on all the video stuff, like all the stuff that I'm streaming on, obviously Twitch, YouTube. What, D Live? Obviously, we're on D Live as I'm talking to you and talking to people. All those platforms, yeah, that'd be appreciated. I am behind on archiving everything on BitChute. I'm not gonna lie, but BitChute has been completely like borked lately. I can't even upload shit there right now because nothing's getting processed. So when things settle with BitChute, I'm gonna try and resume my archiving and see how that goes. And we'll just take it from there. I don't know. BitChute is on the fence for me right now because it's not a bad platform. I don't mind it. I think it's good for archiving stuff, but I've been running into a lot of issues for uploads and such. So I don't know. I don't know if I can trust an user right now because they don't seem to be scaling properly because they've been hammered by users not jumping ship, and they just they're not moving fast enough to fix things. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them. I really don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think YouTube also, since we're talking about censorship and banning, YouTube banned Trump's videos. I don't know what channel he was on. I have no idea, but I guess they banned it because, you know, they're garbage. YouTube is trash. So yeah, hi YouTube, you're trash. So excuse me, I'm gonna sip some more coffee here. But yeah, as I was saying, in COVID news, there's some news for COVID. It appears that Chinese experts are saying that COVID anal swabs for Beijing residents are more accurate. If you thought sticking something up your nose was bad, yeah, so now basically the Chinese government is essentially anal raping their citizens. This is ridiculous. It's gotten to this point. You know, there's been a joke for a long time that the government, you know, does that to you with taxes and other things. Now the Chinese government is literally doing that. It's amazing. It's amazing. And in other news as well, always COVID related. Always COVID related. At this point, 31,000 people have died from coronavirus. Well, in the first week, actually, the first week of this illegitimate president, 31,000 people have died from the coronavirus. And, you know, according to how the mainstream media was viewing it, it's all his fault. It's all Biden's fault. They were blaming Trump for every single death, so it's all Biden's fault. And it's all Kamala Harris's fault. And it's all the Democrats' administration fault. They're in power. Legitimate or illegitimate, they're in power. So every single death that's happening from COVID is on their heads. No? That's basically what it boils down to. I mean, that's what it is. Trying to see what other interesting COVID-related news there is at this point. So coronavirus, black MPs unite in video to encourage vaccine take-up. This is probably in the UK because this is BBC. I wouldn't take the vaccine. In fact, I'm not taking the vaccine. So that's my take on the vaccine. So I'm not interested in that. Oh, and other news, Poland is very based. Poland enforces controversial near total abortion ban. Yeah. Let's look at this. Let's go a little deeper into this. A controversial, because this is the BBC, so you're gonna please excuse some of the idiotic BBC language that you're gonna find in here. A quote controversial near total ban on abortion in Poland has taken effect. The government announced with enforcement from midnight on Wednesday. A court ruling allowing the prohibition prompted huge protests when it was issued in October. Abortion is now allowed only in cases of rape or incest, or when the pregnancy threatens the life of the mother. Which I still don't agree with that, but whatever. You know, we're not going to get into that whole debate. The majority of Poles oppose a stricter ban, and demonstrations took place in Polish cities on Wednesday evening, though they don't cite any data to say that the majority of Poles oppose this. So I find this very suspect from BBC to say something like this without giving me any sort of data to back that claim up. But let's just go with the stupid article for now. Activists call for large street protests on Thursdays and Friday in the capital Warsaw. The October ruling by the Constitutional Court found that a 1993 law allowing abortion in cases of severe and irreversible fetal abnormalities was unconstitutional. In 2019, 98% of abortions were carried out on those grounds, meaning that the ruling effectively banned the vast majority of pregnancy terminations. So what this is saying is that because there was this exception for irreversible fetal abnormalities, all a doctor would have to do is say, oh, there's an irreversible fetal abnormality in your fetus. And the woman could then, the mother could then use that. Now, I wouldn't call her a mother if she's willing to kill her own child, but I would say the woman could use that as an excuse to commit abortion. Or basically commit infanticide. The ruling provoked outrage from supporters of the right to abortion. But Poland's conservative government, which has strong ties to the country's powerful Catholic Church, supports the ruling. The court justified its ruling on the grounds that an unborn child is a human being, and therefore it deserves protection under Poland's constitution, which ensures the right to life. See, now that is very interesting that the Poland constitution recognizes that an unborn child is a human and has inherent rights, just like you and I. Ain't that interesting? Following the announcement that the ruling would now be enforced, groups defied coronavirus restrictions to protest in Warsaw, waving red flags and LGBT flags, which, like, what does that have to do with anything? Some carried placards reading "Free choice, not terror." That's so dumb. I want to have our basic rights, the right to decide about our bodies, the right to decide what we want to do and if we want to bear children and in what circumstances to have children, one protester, Gabriela Stepniak, told Reuters news agency. Well, except that it's not your body. The body of a child is not your body. This is one of the dumbest arguments for abortion that I generally hear, is that it's my body, my choice. Either these women have never studied biology, they don't understand what the amniotic sac is about in a pregnancy. And I've had discussions about this on my stream before, you know. This isn't new. I hadn't really planned on talking about this sort of topic today, but since we're rolling with the punches here, why not? So let me reiterate for those what's going on in D-Live chat? Hey MZ, how you doing? Do Bitwave now? For what? Saying what kind of platform Bitwave is? You know, Bitwave is just Bitwave. Dispatch ruins everything. So, thanks for watching on YouTube, by the way. I appreciate having that one viewer on YouTube. Yeah. I mean, Bitwave now is just like Omegle trolls. That's like the top 3 viewers, the top 3 channels at all time are people just trolling other people on Omegle. I was gone for a month and this happens. I was like, when? I have no idea. No idea. It is funny though. And I don't even know, like, there's this big whole thing between like Gypsy Crusader and J-Danks. I have no idea what's going on with that. No clue. No clue at all. It just makes no sense. I don't know why J-Danks hates Gypsy Crusader so much, and they're like they keep trolling his channel while he's. I don't know. You can't get into my channel unless you sign in. On where? Yeah, J-Danks Army. I don't even know what the hell I don't even know who J-Danks is. I'm really unsure. And I'm not taking sides in this whole thing. Like I don't even know. I'm just saying I don't know. But going back to this abortion thing real quick, let me wrap this up and then we can talk a bit more about, you know, the state of Bitwave. Groups that support the ban say it's about human rights. And of the child. We are very happy that this judgment has been published. It is a great step towards the realization of human rights of all human beings. I guess J-Danks, well, we'll talk about that in a second. I'll just wrap this up here. This also means there will no longer be discrimination against children who are sick or disabled. She said, adding that the court's ruling was in line with the Polish Constitution and UN treaties on the rights of the child. Poland already has some of Europe's most restrictive abortion laws, and around 1,000 legal terminations are performed each year. An estimated 200,000 women have abortions illegally or travel abroad for the procedure. Which I don't know. Again, they're not even sorting where they're getting this data. So I don't even know if this number is accurate. So I don't. Again, that's the problem with these completely one-sided, biased news media outlets. It's easy to spout numbers like that and not provide sources. Now, is it? But anyways, going back to what I was saying, people that argue about my body, my right, really have no clue what biology is, because the body of the child is not your body. And if you want to chop off a piece of your body, so be it. I mean, it's dumb to do that, but that's your body. You want to chop off your toe, your finger, your ear. I don't know. It's your body. Fine, I guess. I think it's a dumb thing to do, but it's your body, your choice, I guess, if that's the argument. But if you want to tell me that the body inside an amniotic sac, which is designed to protect it from your own antibodies, for example, it's not your call. You should have taken precautions if you didn't want to have kids, or just don't have sex. And I know that's, you know, you can't tell people to not have sex. But it's like, listen, If you engage in certain acts, there are certain consequences, possible consequences if you don't take proper precautions. So take the precautions. That's all it boils down to. It's not rocket science. But yeah, the state of Bitway. Let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, I think JDenks is some streamer, or he has a platform. I think he has a platform of his own. It's called Stream Robot or something like that. And I guess his JDenks army is just a bunch of people that follow him. I guess, I don't know, bunch of trolls. It's not connecting through Apple. But what's not connecting exactly? Like DLive, or the DLive isn't connecting, or YouTube? I'm not quite following what is not connecting for you. Because if there's some sort of restriction put on my accounts on some platform, I'd like to know that. Because I knew, for example, that my thing on DLive was X tagged, which means only like people of a certain age and greater oh, okay, all right. Yeah, because that was one issue that I saw. It was like age restriction. That's what it's called. That's what it's called on DLive. It's called an X tag. So for certain things, you have to be either logged in or what have you. So I wasn't sure exactly what was going on with that. Huh? That's interesting. Could be your device. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I mean, the reason I enjoy Bitwave for the fact that I can say whatever the hell I want. Honestly, that's the big selling point for me when it comes to Bitwave. And there's some fun people on there. I'm not gonna lie. There's some fun people, and I rag on Dispatch, but he's done a lot of work on the website, and I give him credit where credit is due. Because it's a lot of work to have a streaming platform, especially in this day and age when there's so much. Like, he could have people just DDoSing, and he has had people DDoSing. He's had people hammer his servers. He had people I think filing even complaints, like when there was this whole thing with Kitty Styles, when he was trying to shut down Bitwave because he was angry at Bitwave, and he was trying to contact the host and contact the domain and all that kind of stuff. Well, of course, yeah. I mean, the fact that he still wears flip flops, that's just there's no getting over that. I mean, I mean, and the hamster genocide, that's just unacceptable. Um, I haven't really seen him around though. Like, I saw him pop up on one stream at one point because there was a lot of buffering happening. Well, you shouldn't be wearing flip flops, I think, sir. I think that's the Yeah, I miss hamster. I enjoyed the hamster stream. It was wholesome. It was one of the few wholesome things on Bitwave. The fight stream? Oh yeah. When the UFC. Wow, what a disappointment that was. That was a big disappointment of a fight. I was expecting better. But yeah, I saw him pop up because there was a lot of buffering happening and a lot of people were complaining. But I just can't, I know I'm not going to have that much issue with my stream because I'm not going to get up to 2,000 people watching me. I barely have like 5 or 6 now. I mean, I think the total viewership that I have right now, it's pretty pathetic actually. I don't mind actually. To be honest with you, the relative obscurity of my streams makes it that I can say whatever the hell I want. So I'm honestly not complaining about it. I'm really not. But I really don't have a whole lot of people watching in on me. And I could complain about it, but I'm not. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Like I said, I was joking around the other day. Like maybe I should just go on Omegle as well and start trolling people. I mean, there's this one guy. Like everybody's doing it now. I came across one guy on Bitwave now who apparently calls himself Catholic. Excuse me. And he goes around just doing the same stuff as Gypsy Crusader and that other, what's his name? Comedy something, some other TJ. And he just says this, and they just do the same thing, and he calls himself a Catholic. And it's like, now we have what, 3 people, 4 people that are doing that now? It's like every streamer is starting to do that. And it's like, okay. I'm not going to go to Omegle. I'm not going to go to chat roulette and stuff like that. That's dumb. I have no desire to do that. But the thing that irked me was this guy saying that he's Catholic, and then he's just saying all this heretical anti-Catholic shit. I was like, listen, you want to have some stupid persona to go on Omegle and troll people? Fine. But Catholics have enough issues. We don't need you to do that. You really don't. But hey, he's free to do whatever the hell he wants at the end of the day. It's a free country, so to speak. First Amendment, so whatever. I'm not going to say censor him or anything like that. But I don't appreciate that garbage, that's all. It's hard enough for me to convince people. It's hard enough for me to convince people to not judge Catholicism as harshly as some do. And people like that just make my situation worse, is all. I don't know. Restream chat is being goofy. It's repeating stuff. It's showing me stuff you already said, MZ. Mizzy or Mizzy. I don't know. It's really goofy. I'm getting repeat chat that's coming in. I don't know why YouTube is doing that. There's some weird connection happening between Restream. Yeah. And again, it just dumped everything again from YouTube. That is so goofy. I wonder why it's doing that. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not really going to change what I'm doing. So if people want to watch and listen to me gripe and moan and, go off on tangents, great. Oh my god. It keeps just dumping the last like 10 chats. Yeah, YouTube is not a big fan of me either, I don't think. I've had stuff happen from YouTube before that made no sense whatsoever. I've had YouTube like block videos because of the music that I played. And it's not even, and it's a royalty-free track that I have. It's not like there's a copyright on it. They're like, oh, you're infringing the copyright. There's a copyright claim on it. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I have a license for this. It's royalty free. I paid for it. Probably JDex. We can blame them. I'm fine with that. I don't mind. I mean, every issue that I have with Bitwave, I just blame Patch. I blame Dispatch. So we can blame JDex for everything else. I honestly don't know a whole lot about them. They came about during my absence because I was like, for a month and a half, I wasn't streaming because I got work stuff that is making me move around a lot right now. So I don't really have a proper place to stream. Like right now, I have kind of a makeshift setup right now. It's not my usual setup, and there's stuff that I need to, when I stream, I like to have certain things situated in a proper way, and this is right now just really makeshift. And I'm not, like, it's not even like my internet that I'm using. I'm in temporary digs, so I'm happy that this internet's, like, the speeds are good enough for me to stream, though. I have to say, at least there's that. I don't have any issue really with that, so that's a positive thing right now. But I'm trying to find right now a more permanent place to do all my work here and my streaming and everything like that, and it has not been an easy search. Hopefully by February I'm gonna have something. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll have to see what goes down. But so I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, and hopefully, I do intend to stream. Like I started streaming daily again. Yesterday I had an appointment, so I wasn't able to stream in the morning, obviously. But I do intend to keep this up indefinitely again, as I did before, and hopefully we'll get more viewership and more spread. And I've been getting a lot of followers on other platforms now, so that's good. I just hope that translates to folks that want to listen to me gripe and moan and complain. So, with that, I mean, in terms of like the news of the day and things like that, and my just political pontificating, that's kind of everything I wanted to talk about today. So I may call it a day for the stream really soon. I'm going to take a quick look to see if there's anything interesting happening. Yeah, see that this is coming out in the news now, as I mentioned before. Not only Pelosi, but her husband. They run a venture capital firm, bought Tesla call options at stake price of $500 each for a total of $500,000 to $1 million just 4 weeks before Biden pushed a $2 trillion Green New Deal yesterday. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's insider trading. And I don't think, and guess what? It's not just her. It's not just her. It's definitely not just her. It's everybody in government. They're all in on it. There are other politicians doing that too. Yeah, that one guy replied. One guy replied with the have you guys, I don't know if you guys watch Futurama, but there's this scene where Fry, the main character, he goes, I'm shocked. Well, not that shocked. That's kind of how I feel right now. Like I hear about that and I go, wow, really? Okay. I figured that something like that would happen. Because that's what these people are. They're just corrupt. They're corrupt. They're grifters. It's all about them. And then you have people like Martha Stewart, for example, that did far less than that. She ended up in jail. And there's even like what Martha Stewart did. Some people can. There's some room for debate whether it was actual inside trading or not in the case of Martha Stewart. I don't know all the details from Martha Stewart. My understanding was that it wasn't even, that amount of money, for example. So I don't know. I just think that the state of our country, the the state of our country right now and our economy and everything, it is such a mess. It is such a mess. And it's ridiculous that there's like in planes like WSB chairman on Twitter, he just tweeted this. Well, 2 hours ago he tweeted this, and it's accurate. He's saying they just rigged the market in plain sight and they don't even care that we know. And that's true. That's kind of what I mean. It's like it's amazing to me that you have so many thumbs being put on scales. You have so much people there. You have people in Congress that are just doing insider trading, and nobody gives a shit. And the media is even protecting them, saying, "Oh, this is a threat to our democracy." Really? Amazing. This is amazing. Sorry, I just saw Cat Turd's tweet. He's like, "Let the peasants trade. Let's get this trending." Yeah, really. Come on. Oh man, see what needs to happen in this country, and this is a high level, just kind of what needs to happen because I don't have the details on how to make this happen, but this is something. Oh, people are chatting on Bitwave here. I was looking at another window. No Agenda's about to start. What time does No Agenda start? I have no idea. Just laughing at Bitwave chat here. No, what I. Oh, okay. I don't know the times of other streamers. That's why I don't do really stuff at night. Like if you have Gypsy Crusader or other people on, I'm like, how am I supposed to compete against Omegle trolling? I'm just griping. I think the Omegle trolling probably is more entertaining. So I try to respect certain time slots when people are usually streaming. Yeah. No, but I think what needs to happen here, there really needs to be a major changes in the system, and no, I'm good. I don't feel like I don't feel like stripping down to my underwear. Two, I don't want to get into it with children. It is. It's actually on now. No Agenda is actually on now. Really? Well, I mean, I'm getting close to ending my stream, anyways. Ooh, I'm peaking a little bit here. Hold on. Let me turn my gain down a little bit. I think I'm going too much here. Hello, hello. Oh, why does it seem like my gain? That's interesting. I want to test some. Okay, there we go. I guess my gain was too high because it kept peaking all the time. I don't want that. Oh boy. All right. I think that's better. I think I sound a little better now, right? You guys tell me if there's any distortion in what I'm saying. Um. Oh. I just got another news item here. Let me check this out. Always relating to this whole debacle of the market and all that fun stuff. Robinhood app has gotten over 100,000 one-star reviews on the App Store after delisting GameStop and AMC. Oh, nice. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. That is fucking hilarious. Oh, this is gold. This is just beautiful. Oh my goodness. I'm loving this. What is the problem? You thought Numa was bad? Why? What am I deflecting? No, I'm saying like generally speaking, our system. Is that what you're talking about? Because I jumped on at a couple different topics all at once here, so you're gonna have to just make sure. I just want to make sure I know what you're talking about before I make a comment on it. Arthur Fleck. So, and the memes are starting too. I'm seeing several memes about this whole stock market debacle. There's already been plenty, actually. I thought you said it was a special lady for a second, Cleric. I was like, Arthur's a female? I can do more than spurk and stay angry 24/7. Well, yeah, I guess some people that's how they react to it. I I am a bit surprised. Speaking of that sort of, you will make him you will make him your special lady. The real problem is corruption because it's not. It's just. I mean, listen. You can say for example that it's the Jews. Okay, let's say it is the Jews, but I mean everybody that is in government, they're not all Jews. For example, so I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to get into, oh, it's this group that's causing everything or this group that's causing this other stuff. Because at the end of the day, that doesn't really resolve anything. Congratulations, you received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Yeah, if you keep repeating the same shit over and over again, Restream, I'm going to have a lot of messages on chat. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that. That's just really weird. Um, But anyways, the point that I'm making here is that you have a lot of issues in the system itself. You have a lot of corruption in the system itself, and it could be, as you say, certain groups of people. It could be um, people that are just corrupt in general, and they're using the system uh to enrich themselves, and that is what's kind of happening right now. Yeah, okay, whatever. That you're entitled to your opinion, but um this isn't that kind of stream. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. Ow. So to me, the problem is it's an institutional problem in the sense that, I mean, government, the way it's been rigged and set up, benefits them. Hedge funds, the market, the way that's set up, it benefits them. So the pedos are all blackmailed? What are you talking about? I don't follow. Ja Rule? Ja Rule tweeted about Robinhood. He said this is a fucking crime. What Robinhood app is doing, do not sell, hold the line. Ja Rule. Damn. Look at that. That's fascinating. No agenda is on in 5 minutes. Well, hey, listen. I gotta get off for lunch anyway soon, so I'm ending the stream relatively soon. Um, income caps. What do you mean by that? Oh, the problem is they won't impose term limits on themselves nor income caps. You're right there. You're right on that one, Cleric. Yeah, they should do term limits. That should have been in, see, that was one thing the founding fathers fucked up in my opinion. They should have put that in the Constitution that anybody who serves should not receive income or at least a minimum. They should be receiving just a stipend, and there should be term limits and restrictions to and cross pollination restrictions in the sense that if you serve as a senator, then you can't go and just serve as a representative to extend your basically term in that fashion. I suppose, yeah. I suppose that they had to make concessions. I suppose they did, but still, they could have put those restrictions in. It didn't have to be as restrictive as I'm saying now, but they could have put some in there. Because if they recognized, I mean, they recognized that a presidency shouldn't be like a monarchy. That it shouldn't just be going on indefinitely. It shouldn't be a lifelong position. So they should have recognized. They should have put limits on how many times someone could run, as well. In my view, own a newspaper, then you can run for office. Yeah, yeah. No, they won't regulate themselves. Obviously, they won't. They keep giving themselves raises in Congress, for example. They keep giving themselves raises. They have not suffered one bit during this whole garbage pandemic thing. They tell you you're not essential. They tell you you can't earn money. They tell you you can't run your business. But they give themselves raises. And you have pieces of trash like Fauci, who earned $32,000 a month during this whole pandemic, the highest paid bureaucrat. What a piece of shit! And he tells you, you stay home, you don't fucking work, you don't run your fucking business. Give me my $32,000 a month though. What a piece of shit! What a piece of shit! Yeah, it's essentially up to the people to regulate the government, and the government is doing everything it can to neuter the people, basically. Exactly. Inflation doesn't matter at all if you can just print all the cash you want for yourself. Yeah. Problem is problem is that the government is infringing on people's rights left and right. You have big tech in on it as well. You have things not only at the federal level, but at the state level being all corrupt as well. I mean, the cancer that we have in our country is very deep. I'm not going to say gas anybody. I'm not going to say gas anybody because, one, I'm on platforms that are very sensitive to that sort of language, and I don't want to get banned off of those things. And plus, I don't believe that that's a solution anyways, because it's not like it's going to get rid of the corrupt people like Pelosi. She's not Jewish. So you can hate on them as all you want. I mean, to me, there's a different type of problem. It's not. Well, you were saying it was the Jews. Now it's not the Jews. I don't. Sir, you're confusing me. That's quite possible, cleric. That's quite possible that he would get that for his mental illness. Oh boy. I don't know. It's we find ourselves really we find ourselves in a very difficult situation. True, Churchill was not Jewish. Yeah. Um. Now, what the situation that we find ourselves in this country is a very, very disturbing one. Frankly, I don't know what the solution is, and the problem is I don't see a solution through primarying people. I don't see a solution by electing more traitors. I don't see that sort of solution. I don't know what you're talking about, Arthur Fleck. You're just spurging out, and I don't really know what your point is. Um. Yeah, basically, at this point, that's what I would recommend. I'm looking at a tweet. Someone saying, just transfer all your stocks out. Excuse me. So, you have to pay them though. They say there's a $75 fee to transfer assets out of Robinhood. Once you transfer all assets out of Robinhood, we'll close your account. Jeez. That's garbage. That's absolute garbage. First they fuck you over and then you gotta pay them $75 to get your stuff. That's trash. That's absolute garbage. Oh, unbelievable. That's pretty unbelievable right there. So, I'm curious though about this app. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So, I signed up with Robinhood because of all this funny business that was happening because I was curious. And one of the things is they give you a free stock. You are 2 years late to the combo. My claim, if I may, Sir Archibald Bollocks, that you, sir, are a crypto Jew. Well, you can claim whatever you want, sir. I I don't even know who you are, and I don't know how long if you've heard any of my other streams. All I can say is that this ain't that kind of stream. Okay? So if you want that kind of stream, you can go and watch Gypsy Crusader and the other people standing in their underwear trolling like underage children. What? What are you talking about, Cleric? But anyways, as I was saying about the Robinhood app, so they give you a free stock. Like I didn't even do anything in terms of I didn't put any money into anything. They gave me a free stock, and I was like, well, how do I cash this out? Because I don't want to transfer it. I just want to cash it out. I don't. I have no idea. Let's see here. Oh, that's a pharma thing. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even realize that. Fear and loading LinkedIn image. Yeah, what's up with fear and loading? I haven't heard from him in a while. Jeez. Oh, he was? I must have missed it then. He was just he was just in he was just in my chat or just in Bitwave in general. Oh, playlist bot. Cool. All right. Well, I don't. Okay, so this app is retarded, generally speaking. You just hate everything, don't you, Arthur? I mean, that's what it's seeming to me, that you just hate everything. What did fear and loathing ever do to you? So I don't see any way to just cash out, like to sell what you have. How am I supposed to sell this? I'm not entirely sure I'm finding how to do that in this app. I'm gonna have to do some research. Well, so Robinhood, I signed up with Robinhood, and it gave me a free stock. I didn't invest any money into this, okay? I didn't put anything into it. It was a free thing that they gave me. And it's it was worth like $5. And I want to just delete my account now because of how much trash Robinhood is. And I was like, well, you gave me free $5. I might as well keep it. I'm not seeing how to transfer that, like how to sell it and keep the money. I don't know. I don't know how this app doesn't have any easy way to do that. It seems. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, wait, here it is, sell. So I could sell. Oh, really? So I can't sell it unless I keep it for 3 trading days. Well, that's interesting. Huh. All right. You're not cool enough to trade on your own. I don't know. I was just I'm curious about all this you know, hedge fund trolling, and if there's an interesting way to make some money off of it, hell, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it carefully. I'm not going to just fuck about with it, but so let's see. So let's see. Someone put this information out here. Explaining exactly what's going on. So let's see what exactly that is. I don't know if this is legit, but it seems like it's from Reddit. So let's read it out real quick and then I'll end the stream here. So, people are saying, I know at least one of my followers doesn't quite understand what is happening in the stock market right now, and that's enough to motivate me to explain because this is somewhat of a turning point in world history. First, you need to understand what a short is in trading. A short is when you borrow a stock from a broker and sell it immediately at its current price. Then you hope the stock's price falls such that you can buy the stock back at a lower price and return the shares you borrowed to your broker, but keeping the difference. Let's say I want to short XYZ, which has a current price of $10. I borrow one share and sell it immediately at a cost of $10. I have $10 now, but I owe my broker the one share I borrowed. Then let's say the price of XYZ drops to $7. Now I decide to buy it back, my short portion, and buy one share at $7 and return the one borrowed share to my broker. I made 10 and when I sold and only had to pay 7 to buy it back. So my profit is the $3 difference. But now let's say if instead of XYZ price dropping to 7, it goes up to 15. I still need to return the one borrowed share to my broker, except now it's going to cost me a lot more to buy it back. If I buy it back at 15, so I can return the borrowed shares, my losses will be the $5 difference between selling at 10 and rebuying at 15. Since the price can rise indefinitely, my potential losses as a short seller are unlimited. At some point, I have to buy it back to return the shares I borrowed. The more the price rises, the bigger my losses. Now for GameStop. A few weeks ago, a Redditor on our Wall Street Bets noticed that a hedge fund had taken a massive amount of short trades against GameStop. They convinced everyone on the thread to join forces and buy as much GameStop stock as possible. This means that it made the price rise and the hedge fund short positions started to lose billions. Their losses even surpassed the $13.1 billion that the hedge fund was worth. Holy shit. Eventually, the hedge fund had to close their short positions and buy all the GameStop stock back at a much higher prices, sending the price even higher still. This is called a short squeeze. Now the hedge fund is declaring bankruptcy. Holy shit again. And the Reddit thread is combing through other hedge funds with massive short exposure so they can short squeeze them into bankruptcy as well. All of Wall Street is saying that the public joining together in this fashion should be illegal. But really, they just lost at their own game to the masses. Wow. That really explains a lot. Holy crap. That's amazing. No, I don't have GameStop. GameStop stock. I don't have that. Who's Nupty? um, no, I don't have any of that. I don't really speculate in the stock market. I've always found it to be a rigged game, so I've never really delved into it for that reason because I don't like the idea of the volatility of it and how manipulated it can be. But if we the masses can manipulate it in our favor and fuck them over, then I'm all for that. Um I'm not opposed to that. The only thing for me is this. I don't want to I don't want to cause widespread damage to our nation's economy. That's the only concern that I would have. Ooh, and it begins. Class action complaint against Robinhood filed in the Southern District of New York. Oh, yep. There it is. There it is. Yep, yep, yep. Well, I may not delete my account after all then. Because if I'm going to be part of a class action lawsuit, I may get something out of it. Oh my goodness. I came back to stream at a very interesting time, it seems. Oh goodness. Anyways, kids, it is 12:17 or so here, Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna have to call it a day. I got stuff I gotta do. I gotta get ready for work related stuff. I got work I gotta do. I gotta eat. I gotta take care of a bunch of things. So I'm gonna let you go. I will see you tomorrow around the same time, 10:30 ish. I was a little bit late this morning because I had to take care of a few things, but hey, that's how it goes. I want to thank everybody for watching on all the various platforms that I'm on. Be sure to follow, and if you want, like I said, if you want to buy me a coffee, great. That's appreciated. And I'm still looking for a good catchphrase because the "Don't be complacent" doesn't really work anymore. So I'm working on that one. We'll see. But have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, and take it easy.